All right, today we're going to talk about order of operations. And if you've not learned in the past, today's the day to have you learn. And that word is PEMDAS, or at least it's an acronym. The acronym stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Now, multiplication and addition are kind of, correlated together, as well as the addition and subtraction correlated together. But if we have a problem that looks like this, all right, truth is absolute truth. We can't, God is the answer, right? And we can't just argue that. I mean, I guess we can, but we know that God is the answer. We know that there's absolute truth. Well, mathematics also gives us that absolute truth in our subjects and what we have. And we could say, well, 5 plus 10 is 15, and then we divide it by 2, and that's 7.5. But that's wrong because it doesn't follow what our order of operations is. And you can tell by these different problems, it's kind of a mumbo-jumbo of a lot of different operations. In fact, it's a mumbo-jumbo of all 4 operations and parentheses and powers, which powers means exponents there that we just learned the other day. So what happens is, you have to follow the order of operations to get the right answer. So we don't say subjectively in math, oh, I got a problem like this, you guys decide what it is, it's either 7.5 or it's 10. It's up to you guys, all right? Math doesn't work that way. There's a true right answer, just like we know God is our true right answer. So we take 10 divided by 2 because division happens to be before the addition or subtraction. All right? So 10 divided by 2 is 5, and then 5 plus 5 is 10. So our answer is 10. So what we need to simply do is when you guys work these problems line by line, precept upon precept, you're going to do it right in your homework, and you're going to simplify as you are able and what's legal to do on every line. If I can take 2 steps and get an answer and write the second line, then do it. I'm okay with that. So here's what your line would look like, all right? What's the second letter? E. I don't have any parentheses, do I? So what takes precedent? The exponents. It's almost kind of like, we got a quote-unquote non-sacrilegiously, we have to bow down to the exponents. We have to bow down to the parentheses first if they're there, but they're not. We have to bow down, so to speak, to the exponents. We've got to give them preeminence in the order of operations and go, I can't do anything associated with that number that has a power until I do the power first, okay? And the exponent there is 3 times 3. The base is 3, the exponent is 2. It's how many times we stamp it? It's not 6.
9.
It's 9, okay? Now, we'll do that. So 2 plus 9 minus 4 divided by 2 times 3, okay? Now, let me show you something, by the way. Here's just a timeout. Pretend that our problem was this. 4 divided by 2 times 3. You see that?
6.
4 divided by 2 is 2. And times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6, and 4 divided by 6 is 2/3. You say, Mr. Reyes, which way it is? When you have multiplication and division together, or if you have only addition and subtraction together, you always do it in the order that it's written. The English language, do we read from right to left or left to right?
Right to left. No, left to right.
Thank you. Left to right. Okay? So that means our answer would be 6, because it would be 2 times 3. So if that was our only problem, and it's division multiplication, we just go straight left to right, okay? And we get our answer, even if it's a decimal, whatever it may be. It may not come out even, all right? So just remember that. Now, 2 plus 9, we could do if we wanted to, because there's no multiplication next to it. But let's just simplify and go line by line, all right? So 4 divided by 2 is 3, right? Or 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 plus 9 minus 2 times 3. All right? I'm underlining what I'm doing. All right? Can I do 9 minus 2? No. Don't do that. Because this 2 is connected to this 3. So we're going to take that. 2 plus 9 minus 6. Now, the only thing we have left is what? Addition and subtraction. So now we do it in order. We can do it in order. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. Okay? All right? So So we've got to be disciplined to do it in the order that we're supposed to. Mr. Graves, I'm going to have 3 or 4 or 5 lines I'm going to have to write. Yep, some of them are long in your book if you haven't seen it yet. But you're going to be, Mr. Graves, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to write it neat. I'm going to follow PEMDAS. And I'm going to get me the right answer every cotton picking time. Woohoo! Good. That's what I want to hear. Thanks. All right, good. Okay. Do I see any parentheses? Yes or no?
Yes. No.
No. But I do see exponents, don't we?
Yes.
All right, so let's do the exponents here, and here, and here. Okay? Now, if there's no parentheses, remember, we're reading that as...
Mr. Gray,
Yes?
can you double check whether Evelyn received her lunch during the lunch period?
Evelyn, did you receive your lunch?
No, she didn't.
She did not.
Okay, maybe at the end of class or at some point, can you send her up to
Sure.
see Mrs. McCannon?
We will do that. Thank
Great,
you.
thanks.
Awesome, all right. Evelyn, you're on video. All right, here we go, okay? Now, remember how we read this? We read this as negative 3 squared. Did you notice that pause? As opposed to negative 3 squared, because there's no parentheses, right? So, 2 stamped 3 times is not 8. Don't even say 8. What's the answer? I'm teasing. It is 8. Gotcha. All right? I was like, what? That's the answer. All right, just making sure. Minus 1 squared, what's 1 times 1?
1.
1. Don't write 2. Okay? Plus 5 times 4 minus
8. Minus.
minus 9 plus 9 divided by 3. Okay? Now, after no parentheses, exponents we did, we can do all multiplication. We can do all multiplication division problems on their own. That means this I can't do. This I'm going to underline because it's multiplication inside of pluses and minuses. This here is division, and I can do that, right? So those I can do separately. They're not affected by other stuff. So I'm going to write 8 minus 1. What's 5 times 4?
20.
Good. Plus 20. All right. Minus 9. What's positive 9 divided by negative 3?
3.
Good. I'm using this sign to include this number. All right. Plus 3. Okay. If this was a minus, what would be a negative 9 divided by 3? A negative 3, not a positive. So just so you know. All right. Now, all that's left is what? Positives and negatives. So we pretty much go in line, but you might remember Mr. Graves told you that when you have positives and negatives left, only you can do something kind of nice, can't you? I can add all my positives, I can add all my negatives, and then I can subtract the difference and keep the sign to the larger. If I did it that way, 8 and 20 is 28, plus 3 is what? 28 plus 3? Positive 31. That was the positives. The negatives would be a negative 1 plus a negative 9 would be a negative 10. All right? So what's the difference between those two numbers? 21, right? And the answer to the larger number is positive, so there's my answer. Okay? I can do that when I'm left only with positive and negatives. But let's just do this, all right? If you were writing it line by line, that's 7 plus 20 minus 9 plus 3. 7 plus 20, 27 minus 9 plus 3. 27 minus 9. 18 plus 3, we still get the same answer. Okay? So you might find this way the same, or you might find this way to be a little easier. That's completely up to you. All right? But you can do it that way. If not, line by line, just taking the first two numbers and adding or subtracting them depending on what it is. Okay? But write a little neater than Mr. Graves, but just make sure, I just want to see nice neat lines. That way I can look and go, hey, line number 3, you added wrong. Okay? I can just tell. All right? And some of you do that. We all do that. We're human. We make mistakes. It'll happen. It's okay once in a while, but just don't make it predominant, okay? Be accurate in what you're doing. All right, let's do these last two. You ready? All right. Oh, we've got what this time?
Parentheses.
And parentheses means we have to do that absolutely first. I'm just going to write everything except the word 7 plus 5 class.
12.
All right, 12. Okay. but it looks as though we have a what kind of a problem in the middle?
Multiply.
We have multiplication, which comes before the addition and subtraction. I'll underline that, and I'm just gonna write 2 plus 36 minus 2, and now I can solve 2 plus 36 is 38, then we're gonna take 2 back again, aren't we, all right? And we're gonna go back to 36, and there's my answer. Okay, you see that? You see the simplicity of following the rules? All right, as long as you simplify and keep that right. Let's try this one. 2 parentheses here, let's get the answers, all right? A negative 3 plus 7, turns out that it's a different sign. We subtract, 7 minus 3 is 4. We keep the sign of the larger, which is positive 4. All right, and 7 minus 5 is 2. Well, we can't take 4 minus 2 because this is a multiplication problem. So 4 times 2 is 8, so 8 minus 2, our answer becomes 6. All right, but listen, I cannot stress to you enough when you're looking at your homework to make sure that you simply follow every step, line by line. He said, Mr. Baker, take it slow, do one problem at a time until I get the answer. A lot of times, you make less errors that way. Now, some of you, I get it. You can look and maybe do a couple of them here and there if you're safe. But remember, you got to do them in the order they come when it's division and subtraction, the same as division and multiplication, and so forth. So just remember that, okay?